Hello everybody, Travis here at Tpull's Corner, and our first opponent today is Gru the Unbroken. I guess we'll keep that opening hand. We've got three colors for this one, black, white, and red. And it's kind of a mashup. I've done a deck centered around Danith of Benelius Hope before with a black enchantment that lets her come back repeatedly. And then I've done another red-white combination before with a werewolf. And what I decided to do was just mash them together instead of making an entire deck centered around one or the other. You just try and put them both together and see, you know, what kind of interesting things come out of it. I'm not sure how good it is, but when we get the combos off, we can win very decisively. Okay, there's our red spell, Ill-Tempered Loner. And we like to make him indestructible and give him lifelink so that we can just keep pouring damage onto him. All the damage that hits him adds to our health. And since he's indestructible, we can just keep aiming the damage at him again and again and again. And it's great fun. So if they have a removal spell that does 3 points of damage, we can just take out the Party Crasher at the same time. We do need to get rid of this creature too. Let me think. Yeah, we'll trade it. Next comes Danith. We get to attach anything that's an aura that's either in the graveyard or in our hand. This is the only one we have in our hand, so we add it. And we get to discover 3, and we get Angel Fire Ignition. That is lovely, because it gives us haste. And we attack for 7, and they did not see that coming. Basically equalize our health totals right away. Would they be willing to block with Lady of Laughter? They would lose Lady of Laughter. Yeah, there you go. Down to 10, we're almost back up to 20. We'll see if they have a way to get rid of this creature. Looks like they do. Obliterating Bolt. They're going to have to spend 2 removals just to get rid of 1 creature. They had 2 Obliterating Bolts, so that gets exiled. We can't bring that back. But since I have 2 of these, I feel like I should use at least 1. Now we just have to worry about the land hitting us all the time. Got us back down to 10 already. That's a nice card. I would like 1 more land. That would be nice. Lady of Laughter again. That's a flyer too, isn't it? Alright. Let's bring down Myrel. We're getting low on life again. Down to 5. Okay. I need 3. No, it's less for legendary, right? So I can do this. We cast Angel Fire Ignition. We attack. Get a little bit of life back. And create a 1/1 soldier token. And it's our turn. They can't cast spells during our turn because of my rel. They just give up. I mean, we were both... I was down to 5. They knew, even though they were going to... I was going to get 5 back, but they could fly overhead and hit us for 5 without being answered for it. They just needed to figure out a way to get 5 more damage to us. Whatever was in their hand was not going to be enough. So they just leave. They didn't even say good game. They didn't even say hello. That's alright. Alright, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and say hello by subscribing. That way you can become a regular visitor. I put out between 3 to 5 videos every week. I was pretty steady at 5 a week for a couple of years, and this year got a slow roll because I'm going to be going out of town a lot this beginning of the year. I got sick for a couple of weeks at the end of December, so I don't have much that's already in the can, so to speak, for produced videos. So these are pretty close to real-time videos. But here's the old deck that I made, had Denalia, and then we will put a Necrogen Communion on it. And Necrogen Communion means when the enchanted creature dies, you return that card to the battlefield under your control. Not even tapped, just return to the battlefield. So the neat thing about Danitha, Benelli's Hope, is when it enters the battlefield, you can get an aura from either your hand or the graveyard. So if Danitha has, if we have Necrogen Communion in our hand, we put it on Danitha. If they kill Danitha, the Necrogen Communion brings her back right away, and then the Necrogen Communion, which went in the graveyard when Danitha died, we can bring it from the graveyard back onto Danitha. So it's basically like having an eternal 4/4 first strike vigilance lifelink creature on the battlefield unless they exile it. The other combo that we had was Ill-Tempered Loner. Whenever it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target. We make it deal damage to itself because we take up the shield on it. Give a +1/+1 counter target creature, but more importantly, it gains lifelink and indestructible. And here we can just click and give ourselves as much life as we want till we get tired of clicking, and then we can direct that final bit of damage to a creature or their face or whatever. To help us out, what else stuff do we have? We have a little bit of removal. I have 1 Parasitic Grasp to do 3 points of damage and gain 3 life. For the rest of removal, I don't have a lot. I've got 4 copies of Expel the Interlopers for board wipes. I've got 2 copies of the End to exile creatures and stuff. And I've got 1 Twisted Embrace, which is also good to put on Danitha if you don't have anything else. Enchant artifact or creature you control. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. So that one's kind of fun. And we do have this option here under Rankle's Prank. We could make them sacrifice 2 creatures. And that's about it. So not a ton of removal. I've got 2 copies of Vitali's Favor. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you discover 3. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has Trample. The Trample is probably going to be important for us. 1 mid-range board wipe with Brotherhood's End, or to deal with artifacts with mana value 3 or less. Draconic Destiny gives me another option for evasion. I don't know that I want to put this on the wolf, because usually you want to target the wolf in a way so that they can block them, so that you can have damage gone to the wolf. But this is not bad to establish a blocker if you need one, or to put it on somebody like Danitha so they can just fly over the head without even needing Trample. Plus, we can pump it up for colorless mana instead of red mana, which is great. So even with our white lands, we can give them +1 until end of turn. And when the enchanted creature dies, Draconic Destiny goes back to our hand, so we can use it on the next creature. 4 copies of Angel Fire Ignition, so we can give them Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink, Indestructible, and Haste until end of the turn, and we can flash it back so we can use it twice. And you saw how great that was when paired with Vitali's Favor. We have 1 copy of Myra's Shield of Argive, Mythic Legendary! During your turn, opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments, and every time we attack with it, we get the soldier artifact creature tokens, and they just increase depending on the number of soldiers that we control at the time. What else do we have? We have 1 copy of Bloodletter of Aklatats. This is from the new expansion, 2/4 flyer. If an opponent would lose life during your turn, they lose twice that much life instead. And then finally we have a Gift of Wrath. We could give our creature +2/+2 and Menace. And when it leaves the battlefield, we create a 2/2 red spirit creature token with Menace. What do we got for specialty lands? We got one Ganja to throw 4 damage at target attacking or blocking player or creature. One Takenuma, we could mill 3 and bring a creature back from the graveyard, which it could be important because we don't have a lot of creatures, right? We only have 9. We're counting on maybe being able to create some more with Myrel, or bring them back from the graveyard with things like Takenuma. And we do have 1 Field of Ruin. So that's the deck. And if we mix and match the enchantments, the auras, the instants, they're still not bad. I mean, they're not the perfect combo, but if you could make Danitha indestructible for a turn, that's not bad. If you could put Necrogen Communion on the werewolf, that's not bad. Still useful even if you don't necessarily get them all in the right order. But order is important. Oh, hello. 4 lands? I was probably supposed to mulligan this because I didn't get a creature either. But I always have a morbid curiosity on what Arena's going to do to me. Clayfired Brooks lets them go get a land, and they gain 2 life. I think we bring down a grid this time. Temu's Logbook. Okay. We're going a slow roll. We still not getting quite what we need. We need 1 more land to bring Danitha down. And that's a bad card. Oh no. We could be in for trouble. This is the one problem with this type of deck. Order is important, so we've got a lot of things to bump our creatures up. But I do need 5 lands just to get Danitha down in the first place. And now we can get overwhelmed with Tpull. Alright, we can at least put a creature down finally. We're not going to block with Myrel. Kind of need Myrel to survive 1 turn. Actually, well, we'll take out 1 of them. Should be okay. Alright, now we bring down Twisted Embrace. Get rid of any Tpull. We'll go ahead and attack for 4. That gives us a chump blocker. And gets them closer to the original 20. And now we kind of have some options here. Ouch! I kind of like the idea of this. Discard 2 cards, sacrifice 2 creatures. We're going to sacrifice the ones that have flashback that we can use again anyway. We've got to do something to equalize, so... They keep looking at stuff as if they have a way out of doing things. What do we get rid of? Threefold Thunderhawk and Thousand Mill Smithy, so big Caverns of Ixalan type of arsenal here. And they've got enough energy now to do just about anything, so we need to kind of hope we can get Danitha down and have it survive. Oh, they give it haste. Not cool, man. Twisted Embrace comes from the graveyard. They didn't see that coming. Is that a flyer? It's a flyer. And we're kind of dead, aren't we? Yeah, we just got too many of these supporting things. Told you I should have mulliganed at the beginning. They gave me, what, 4 lands? And then they kind of froze us after that. It took me a minute to get the 5th land for Danitha. Let's hope we get a better deal this time around. There we go. See, the team of wizard spies has apologized. They gave me 3 creatures now when they gave us none the first time. And we can already cast 4 of our spells. Or, well, 3 of the 4 spells with what we have in hand. So, very nice of them to apologize like that. How many colors are we going to be up against? We got 3, 4 already. Is that a planeswalker? Wow.
Style, grace. I know exactly what the metal wants to be.
Let's start with my route. Not seeing any black yet. That's kind of gross.
Let's see where this train of thought leads.
Ouchie, ouchie. Alright, we bring down Necrogen Communion. We go ahead and attack the Planeswalker. We expect them to block with Helena, which is fine. And then we're going to get our second source of white. So we can cast Expel the Interlopers if we have to.
I'm an artist and an inventor, and I'm about to be a winner, too.
I guess we have to jump block there. We've got too much stuff. Too much. Alright, so we can't attack in like I wanted to. So we just expel the interlopers. We're going to get my rel back. Let's see, if you attack with 3 or more creatures and only as a
this
sorcerer.
This plane's beauty is inspiring.
They've gone through a lot of ammo. They still have a creature. Gross. Get 1 more card. Okay, so we expel the interlopers again. We choose anybody with power 4 or greater. So that one dies. We get to keep ours. We get rid of their planeswalker. And we get a soldier.
I let you down, friend.
This one back. 10 or more permanents. They have their own Myrel? How did that happen? How did that happen? Oh, Dollhouse of Horrors is good, but not for us. I don't have enough for this. I guess we're putting this down. Look at all that they have.
I fight for humans and what a good wolf.
It's so good. Let it resolve. Oh, I'm dead because they have their own Myrel. I can't cast that during the turn. I'm just going to let them win because I don't think there's anything I can do to stop them. I forgot. I've got my own Myrel to stop them from casting things. What are the odds? I don't come up against Myrel that option unless it's in a pure soldier deck. That deck just really popped off against me nice. That Helana and Elaine is a tough card to play against. They can just bring down any big old creature and have it attack with haste right away. I didn't really have a moment to catch my breath in there. So they have a way to get trample now, do they? Cat Warriors. An opponent can't cast spells during your turn. Okay. We're basically where we were in the last couple matches back. We need one more land to cast Danitha. Everything else is kind of useless until we get her down. Another cat. Aha. Aha. Itali's Favor. Discover 3. Brotherhood's End is perfect. Mini board wipe gets rid of all of them. The only thing missing was haste. Yeah, we'll attack into that. We got first strike. They're definitely playing a cat tribal type deck, aren't they? Okay, they don't want to bring that. This is nice. I have Vigilance and Trample, and I also have First Strike, so I think they're forgetting something, unless they have some battle tactic. They do! Okay, so I lose Danitha. And now they can come in and attack me, right? Right. +2 to all those creatures. We're not blocking any of them. We are going to use Angel Fire Ignition. That goes through. And they've got a creature here, so they want to overwhelm me. do we want to get rid of? I think we want to get rid of you. And then we do the old lifelink indestructible kind of thing. We target our own creature for 6. We target our own creature for 6. We have to say, are you sure each time? But since we gave it lifelink, the damage that we do, because it's the ill-tempered loner with lifelink that's doing the damage to ill-tempered loner, and it doesn't die because it's got indestructible, and our opponent doesn't even wait for us to get tired of clicking. We weren't going to go that much farther because we don't need to. We've got all these other things that we can do to them. But, you know, I'm already at 40 life, and they had no way of knowing how much more I was going to do that. So just getting one of the combos in, you can see, really runs away with the game. We just need to get there. Either an indestructible wolf or a resurrecting human knight. One or the other. Not too complicated. I mean, there's probably a way that I got kind of greedy in terms of putting enchantment auras in there. You could say that there's maybe a case for going over 60 cards in this deck. You could add a few more lands and add a few more very cheap creatures just to use as chump blockers to fill out the curve for a while. It might work out okay. Okay, they can bring that back. Ah, first time bloodletters come up. Maybe we'll get to use it this time. Oh no. On-curve Urbrass Forge. And I don't have any... See, I have this to deal with it, but they didn't deal me any... Oops, hang on. I was trying to put down the land. They didn't give me any red mana yet, so I'm probably dead, actually. Yeah, they just got absolutely everything they need on the curve. And it wouldn't have been a problem if I could have only cast Brotherhood's End right away. And instead, look, we got mana starved. So, I mean, what do we get rid of? That. I don't know that there's even any point to hanging around. Just even, it's already too far gone. There's nothing I can do in the next couple of turns. They didn't give me any red mana. That's basically, if they get an on-curve Urbrass Forge, that's basically like going up against a mono-red aggro, which always has a good chance of taking you out. Different story if I'd been able to fund the Brotherhood spell. 3 tempered loners. Well, we have the combo, so we just need 2 more lands. So I guess we try. Oh, here's a nice. How many cards do you have? 250. They automatically go to get the one land they want the most right away. Very nice of Arena to arrange that for them. Our opponent is Jimbo Smash. Additional land out of all of those cards in their deck, and they made good on Azusa's Many Journeys. They had the land ready. 3 colors, and they got 3 colors. And they got the ramp spell right on curve. 250 card deck, and everything's going exactly their way. Let's see if we can pull it out. This when you get an Invasion of Zendikar on turn 4 in a 250 card deck, that basically tells me I'm going to come up against a Tali or a Traxa in a second. They've already got the field ready. So 3 creatures. And what do we want to do here? We can do the Rankless Prank. Let's start with Ill-Tempered Loner, actually. Draw a card for each other dinosaur you control. So that's 1. Down to 10. We take out one of those. Get another land. Alright. Sacrifice 2 creatures. I'm keeping all of my cards. Exile target card from graveyard. You can cast dinosaur spells. That's a problem for me. That's a very big problem for me. They go for the yearling because they can cast it now. Alright. It's got a finality counter on it, but the cool thing is we've got our combo, and now we have a chance. So they're sticking to just 3 colors for a dinosaur deck? And what else are they going to get out? They can exile the Earthshaker now and put it down next turn. We block, even if they have a trick that kills Danitha, we still block. Our life total is too low. I do like their deck. All the cards make sense. What did they just... You exiled my Ill-Tempered... You can't cast that. Why are you exiling that? Do they think I can bring it back? That is weird. I'm gonna attack. You're just gonna block, right? They get their card draw out of it. I bring down my Ill-Tempered Loner. And I bring this down as a regular land, and that way I can fund the take up the shield on Ill-Tempered Loner if I need to. They should exile their big dinosaur this time. Exiling. Well, if I get auras in there, they could exile the aura, and that would be a pain in the butt for me. Portal to Phyrexia. Ouch. Out of a 250 card deck, they get their 9 lands and they're ready with Portal to Phyrexia. Alright. We get Danitha back though. Let's do Ill-Tempered Loner again. We attack with Danitha. They don't mind. Oh, that one gets exiled from the finality counter. Now they're gonna bring back my werewolf. They're gonna bring back my werewolf. If they have a way to get rid of enchantments, then I'm in trouble. But I do have a spare. Cityscape Leveler. Okay. They've got all the powerful spells. Look at that. They had Portal to Phyrexia followed by Cityscape Leveler in a 250 card deck. They got their 9 lands and now they're getting nothing but the most powerful cards possible. I don't think I have a way out of this. But we're gonna try. Power Stone. Power Stone's not enough. I just gotta attack with everybody. Perfect. Come into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. First strike damage, we do 6 to them, bring them down to 20. We go above 20. And now I'm going to have to click a lot, because he just did 8 damage to my goner. In between Portal to Phyrexia and Cityscape Leveler, not to mention this, and me with no sign of a board wipe, and even if I did get a board wipe, they're looking at things. I think all I can do is just give myself lifelink each time. They're trying to figure out if there's a way around it. See, so their roping starts as it dawns on them what I'm doing. It's your fault. You blocked them with your most powerful creature. Jimbo Smash. They got the ideal draws. You know, they got this ramp on their second turn. They had the land for it. They got this ramp on their 4th turn. And then they just got massive spells, and they cast the massive spells. You couldn't ask for a better mana curve than that. Not to mention they're bringing our stuff out of the graveyard, and if there's anything they don't like, they can exile it from my graveyard. And Daneth is kind of naked now because I can't afford to put a Necrogen Communion on her. So yeah, I don't really have a choice here except to just give myself infinite life. But maybe they're just going to rope and go away. Although that's kind of rude. So we can start doing the emotes. There we go. And since I don't have a way to get rid of Portal to Phyrexia, and none of my board wipes came up, plus with the Portal to Phyrexia, everything that they can do that would be ideal against me, the intrepid paleontologist to exile anything from my graveyard, so I can't bring back auras onto Danitha. The Cityscape Leveler, which every time it attacks or is brought back by the portal can get rid of my auras. So the auras are the essential part of the combo that makes everything work. So the question is, do they stay in this? I do think that the only way I win this is if they quit, because I'm not equipped. The stuff that I have is board wipes, which will destroy their things, but it won't exile their things. And let's see, they have 229 more draws. Okay, I misclicked. Now they can bring my Danitha back. So all it takes is one misclick. Did they go away from keyboard while I was doing my stuff? They might have left. They might have figured I'll come back when he's put his life total up to 1,000 or something. Ideally, I would have had to put it up to, what? 4,000 or so? Probably closer to 40,000. Because they would have gotten all of these, they would have gotten all their creatures out. Well, I think they actually had me if they'd come back. That's one misclick can be costly. I lost my own Danitha. It wouldn't have been quite so bad if she'd had a Necrogen Communion on her still. We'll do one more. Hello, Imp Daddy. A regular size deck, almost. Almost. Can you say hello? Hello. I feel good just because I have 2 creatures already. And any of these are good to put on Danitha, really. Opponent does not miss a land drop. Artifacts, and look, they have artifacts handy. And thus the beatdown commences. Alright, we try first with the Ill-Tempered Loner. They could easily have something like Ossification or any kind of exile spell. I'm just hoping they don't have 2 in a row. Ill-Tempered Loner is actually kind of the canary in the coal mine so that we can bring out Danitha. Okay, they're going to want to power up the Clear Cutter whenever they can. Not blocking that. 2 Danithas. That's good for us, actually. So we can bring this down now. Let's bring down Twisted Embrace. Get rid of the Brawler. And then just pass the turn. That should give us a little bit of breather room here. Incubate twice, so they get 2 6/6s. They're putting everything on the Clear Cutter like we expected. Still can't really afford to attack with anything. They want to swing in with the 6/6s. And they are ready to do that. Okay, so we do Necrogen Communion. And we do Draconic Destiny. And then we attack with the 1. Bump us up to 18. And if they bum rush with everything... Oh, that one's gross. That is, talk about perfect. They get the +1 counter, and I'm tapped out, so they're going to swing in with 2 of those, and I can't stop them. What in the world? Why would you do that? That's just stupid. All right. Let's block you here. Let's block you here. Take out you there. You can cast this for free. 1+1/+1 counter on anything they want to. And we don't really care, because we can do... How do we want to do this? We have the end. We also have Angel Fire Ignition. I think we just do Angel Fire Ignition. Gets them down to 8. Gets us up to 22. They have to attack with everything. Exile target creature. Oh, how about that? Is that's just like the perfect top deck. Yeah, the Wizard Spies are at it again. The perfect and only top deck that could have saved them, that could have possibly saved them, is an exile card, and that's what they draw. Out of 50 cards remaining in their deck, and getting exactly what they need every single time to get a +1/+1 counter. Sometimes the games go against you just so right, you can't help but be suspicious. Thank you, Wizard Spies, for giving them the exile card exactly when they wanted as a top deck. The only way to save them for that turn. Alright. So here's another look at the deck. I wish we could get Bloodletter out more often, but I only have 1 copy in the deck. I guess I was supposed to use the end somewhere instead. And that was really the answer there. And maybe I'll learn someday that I just should stick with removal instead of trying to do something else. That would have given me, what, 1 extra turn? Maybe, I don't know if there would have been anything to save me there, but just getting out the Danitha with Necrogen Communion usually works. Getting out the Ill-Tempered Lone Word, take up the shield usually works. And I've had times where I playtested where I got both of them out, and it was just a sight to behold. It was really absolutely beautiful. I love the Itali's Favor doing the Discover 3 and getting to choose from one of these puppies that come up. That's really fun too. And I think Myrell's a good choice to have in the deck just to try and give you some breather room so that during your turn the opponents can't cast anything. But as always, we solicit your comments to let us know what you think of the deck if you do anything different. And we ask you, as always, at the end of every broadcast to like and subscribe. And we'll do something different for you next time. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.